I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And I'm Brandon.
And it's time once again
to recommend stuff.
Vince, what do you recommend today?
Today, I'm recommending DVDs. Watch them.
DVDs.
I'm recommending
DVDs.
a TV show, Reaper. I'm recommending the TV show Reaper. Came out a number of years ago, like 2000 and whatever. Heck, I forget. It's not really that important. Anywho, so
I forget if that was like a mid-2000s or if that was like an 08, 09 kind of thing.
It was like an 08, 09 kind of thing. Yeah, go right ahead. So I'm recommending Reaper. The premise of the show...
You stole his prompt, dude.
I know.
God.
I have nothing to play with. Yeah. Oh.
Here.
So
have 89 Batmobile coaster.
So
Wow.
I'm recommending Reaper. Reaper, I think, was a solid show.
Oh, my recommend.
It's 09.
I'm just
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, I
Well,
would have nailed that.
I was gonna say 09, but then I was like, I can't be right.
I
Anyway,
read Roman
go ahead.
numerals.
So
Roman numeral man.
indeed. So I enjoyed the show. I watched it because I just get kind of entertained by this like dark humor type of stuff. So the premise of the show is there's this guy who his parents have sold his soul to the devil before he was even born. And the devil has decided...
You're acting like that's unusual.
This happens all the time. That's what we did to my kid.
Cat did it twice. Yeah.
I'm raising the ward of Satan. So
2 wards.
2 wards.
I don't know.
I'm raising the ward and the birth of Satan.
It's a
My version of that
boarding
was
house
catchier.
for... Never mind.
Okay.
So the idea is that this kid gets his soul
jelly
sold out
beans
from under him, and I don't think so.
No. Okay.
And so Satan decides that he's going to be a reaper and capture escaped souls that have escaped from hell.
That'd be a pretty cool job, actually. Like, I'm not saying I want to sell my soul, but I would capture escape. My last name is Grimm. I am a Reaper.
You would be the Grim Reaper, or you'd be the Brandon Reaper if they use the first name, but that just seems unfortunate.
That would be unfortunate. I would be the one that gets called that.
You're like, there's already a Grim Reaper, so you have to be the Brandon Reaper.
I'd be like, do I only reap Brandons over here or something?
There's some really crazy Brandons out there.
Oh, there are. I can attest to that.
So I'm recommending Reaper because
Why
I think
is your
it's
best friend's name Mandy?
Brandon and Mandy.
Grim.
So
Grim Adventures.
Reaper is a 2-season show that ended before it was actually finished. And so you get 2 seasons and then nothing. So the end of the second season wraps up an initial story arc, but it doesn't wrap up the whole thing. There's still a lot of questions left. And you know what? To some extent, I'm kind of okay with it because this is the premise of this show, I feel like, is something that they thought was going to go forever and ever and ever. So it was just going to stay around until it got terrible.
That's kind of like life, though. It keeps going and then it stops. You don't get to the conclusion. That is the conclusion.
But that's the thing, though, is that stories are life with the boring parts cut out. So
Yeah.
why are we not going to have an ending? So
Death is boring.
although, that's the thing, though. It's like
I assume.
I enjoyed that show Dead Like Me, and that got cut off before it really fully ended, and then they made a terrible, terrible movie
Really?
to finish it out. Oh my god, it was awful.
Ugh,
And wow, I can't believe they did
See,
that.
I wish they'd come back and do one of these miniseries revivals of 4400 just to finish that up, because that ended like that, and was actually like that's one of the biggest ones for me, because that show ends with the like most what would have been probably the most interesting season. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, oh, this status quo is fascinating, and then we don't get to see it now. Because it's even worse when it's not that it's not wrapped up everything, it's that it set up a new status quo in the last 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when it's really bad.
Yep. So these 2 seasons, I think, are pretty solid. And, I mean, not everything can be Serenity and Firefly, where you have a solid movie to cap it all off.
Yeah.
But, Dead Like Me might be the anomaly. Heck, I don't know. I've never really watched a lot of TV or movies that cap off TV shows. But
Vince, I've never watched TV.
I don't know
really
what it's
do
like.
that.
Generally, when I go to the movies, I shut my eyes and just listen. But,
So
so...
I thought you were referring to, like, movies that Dead Like Me, they cap off as if they've killed the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think comedies are essentially about death. So
Vince goes to the theater and asks if he can have half price because he's not planning on actually watching the movie.
I'm blind, sir. Can I get a half price ticket?
And he likes to smell his concessions, so he gets half price on those too.
That was solid.
He only smells them.
So
it's the aroma, the sounds and the aromas.
This is like
it
Jimmy
reminds
John's.
him
Those
of.
are free.
we get our main guy who's
Yeah,
accompanied
I bet
by
you
his
get
2
caught for
friends,
loitering.
and these 3 guys all work at this thing called the Workbench, which I'm not sure if it's supposed to be Walmart or Lowe's.
They
It seems to
work
be
at the
kind of-
workbench.
Yep.
That's great.
and it's just a bunch of losers that end up being kind of connected to Satan somehow, and it's interesting and it's fun, and I thought it was funny, so I thought I'd recommend it because
Like Spawns.
yeah,
It's a Lowe's Depot Mart,
Bunch of
okay?
losers.
it's a Lowe's Depot Mart. I enjoy everything about that. So I recommend Reaper. I think it's worth checking out. But if you have to watch shows that officially end rather than things that are just entertaining, then don't watch Reaper because you'll be very disappointed.
Are you not entertained?
Not by the 3rd season because it doesn't exist.
That's pretty entertaining.
So what do you guys
But
have
even
to
if it
recommend?
did exist, he'd only listen to it.
Brandon has to recommend
I-
a sheet of paper.
XLIV. Why didn't you just say XLIV? Who can remember 44?
Why'd you have to go and spoil my recommend?
You're
Anyway,
welcome.
go ahead.
8.5 by 11. I am recommending, because it's not out yet, I can't get it yet, the newest box set of Back to the Future that's coming out
It's like, I don't
later.
care what-
It's not even out yet.
I know, but I'm going to have it. I will have it.
Right, and I'm sure it'll be great, but then you're going to want to recommend it again when you have it in your hand.
No, I don't care what. I don't care how it is. I'm just recommending it. That's what's
This
happening.
isn't a recommend.
Are you
This is
recommending
a,
the
just
movie?
want to let you know this exists.
No,
and
I'm-
this is going to happen. You should buy it.
First of all, it's going to have the animated series with it. It's
Right.
going to
Oh, wow.
have a booklet that comes with it that has all this cool stuff about Back to the Future and
I'm
a
gonna
new
get that.
release of the set. And it comes
Really
in
cool
this
if you could talk about said
great
booklet, but
box.
it hasn't come out yet.
Well, that won't be a recommends. That'll be a I'm going to talk about this cool thing I have. No,
That's what recommends is, pal.
I know.
That's what we do.
It's this cool thing
The
I'm
other
going to
day-
have.
A couple of days ago, I was sitting there doing some computer work for work, and then
The workbench.
Yeah, the workbench.
at my computer actually. But anyway, and my wife says to me,
At
just
your
out of the blue,
workbench.
she says, "There was a Back to the Future TV show."
Yeah.
So she found that and said, "Yeah, it was a cartoon show." And she said, "Huh."
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's awful.
there you go.
But it's hilariously awful.
But I'm going to watch
Kind
it
of like
all.
the
Yeah, Brandon and I are going
Swamp
to do a
Thing
video on
TV
that.
series.
Yeah.
Hilariously
Oh, really?
awful. Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's
You know what I did not
Swamp
realize?
Thing, I think.
Speaking of, I
It's a swamp
I did a
thing.
rewind several years ago on the Swamp Thing movie. And that's the only time I've ever seen it. And it's funny because I've done an analysis of that. I don't remember anything about it now. But when I talked
Adrian
about that,
Barbeau's
I'm pretty sure I didn't even mention who... I did not know that was a Wes Craven movie.
Oh, really?
That is a Wes Craven movie, yeah.
I never remember that off the cuff, but
Yeah.
if you mention it to me, I'm like, oh yeah, it was.
Does that make it better or worse?
Worse because you expect more.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't hate it.
You know,
I mean, there's things to like about that movie.
And it didn't
I-
hate you either.
I
or
didn't
at least
enjoy it.
I remember liking things about it, but as I just said, I don't remember much about it now. But the reason I mentioned that, Vince, is because the other night, Jason wanted to watch a movie from our superhero collection, so I sent him downstairs and said, go find something you've never seen before. He brings up Swamp Thing. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, that was Wes Craven. I didn't realize that. And I was like, well, and at first I was like, well, Jason, it's sort of a pseudo horror thing. I don't know if it was PG. I was like, well, maybe we could watch it. And then I said, well, Jason, do you really want to watch Swamp Thing? He looks at me and he goes, no. And then he just goes, looks away and grabs Spider-Man instead. Anyway,
He's like,
Spider-Man!
let's watch Captain Invincible.
yeah. That's what my wife would have said had she been around. Okay,
And then Jason's like, I can't wait to hear what is after all of these bulls.
today I am recommending Letters. Look at W.
Or is it an M?
It's a W. Anyway, my mom
Definitely.
gave me this for my birthday, among lots of other really cool little geeky things that I got in a popcorn bucket. You know, I got like an Avengers popcorn bucket, and she put a bunch of cool stuff in it. And this is one of the things that I got. These is the only one I've got right now, but I wanted to show you this and let you know that these were around in case you wanted to go find them to decorate with. These are at Hobby Lobby right now.
Knew it.
And they're like $10 a piece. I think they were on sale when Mom found them. When I found them, they were $10 a piece, and I decided not to get them yet because I wanted
$160.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to get all of them, but I wanted to get certain ones to obviously make something. My plan eventually, I guess I'll just say this now. My plan eventually, if I go back for these events, is I wanted to get and they all look like this, where they're like kind of a hodgepodge of different DC characters. What I want to do is get the C, the ampersand, and the V, and put that behind us for GNN.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that would be super classy. My mom gave me the W because my actual last name starts with a W.
Wait, I thought it started with an L.
It doesn't.
Your first name is not Captain?
No.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so that's why I have the W.
That's very cool.
But isn't that cool? And
It is
I don't
neat.
have a lot to say about it. It's kind of golden and silver
I see.
age.
His last name is...
It's kind of golden and silver age
So-
DC stuff.
It's made of steel, and it has the Man of Steel on
It's
it.
not made of steel.
Well, it's made of something.
Aluminum?
Probably tin.
Probably tin.
But you ruined
Maybe
my,
aluminum.
You ruined my joke.
It's not funny.
It's made of the Tin Man. They flattened him out
Anyway,
and cut pieces
I think
out of him.
like I said, I wish I had more of these right now to show you guys. The S I think was primarily Superman. Like some of them seem to sort of be like the
Yeah,
first
like B
letter
would be
of a
Barry
thing.
Allen.
And I think I think the B is mostly Batman stuff, but then some of them is just sort of like, what does this have to do with that letter? And some of them have nothing at all. Like
Poor Wonder Woman
like
gets the
Wonder
shaft
Woman
on the
should
W.
be on this. Yeah, so I'm recommending this because it's cool looking. But where is Wonder Woman on the W? That is kind of preposterous.
You know, all that comic
Now
book
that you
stuff
say
is in
that.
the men's section at Hobby Lobby.
What do you mean the men's section?
If you look at it, it's called like men's
Is it really?
men's
I didn't
decoration.
know they
Men's
made
decoration.
that distinction.
Yeah, I didn't
in
notice that
Hobby
either.
Lobby.
There is
A lot of the really cool stuff, and even my wife thinks that a lot of the really cool stuff is in the men's section. And she's like, "Why does this get to be the men? Why do men have to be the ones that like old style diving helmets?"
well, but I mean, maybe they have like a sign somewhere that says that, but I bet most people don't even look at it like that. Like I
that's probably true.
didn't know that.
Well, that sign's just for sale
It's
at
just
Hobby Lobby.
It's just the way it's sectioned out. I mean, there's a whole and I mean, some of the stuff's pretty overpriced. Like there's this big Batman light I really want to put down here. That's like a couple $100, but
You know, wait for it to go on sale. They run lots of sales at Hobby
do
Lobby.
they? Because they have this really great section that's all superhero stuff right now, and I don't know if you've looked at the rest of it, but holy crap, there's some cool. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of Batcave stuff that a lot of stuff that would go great down here.
There's
that
a
I'd
lot
like
of
to get.
man cave stuff out there that
Yeah.
literally say man cave, which I think
Which
is kind of
dumb.
stupid.
Yeah, I do too. But you could save that for a rant.
I'm going to create a character called Man so I can have a man cave.
And then you could, and then somebody like me just has like a bat man cave, I guess.
And
I
then-
hate the man cave thing.
And then Man will sing Doo Wah Diddy because his name was Manfred Man.
Everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Recommends. We sure appreciate it. We'll see you again next
Thanks
week.
a lot for tolerating.
We'll see you again next week when we'll recommend something else for you. I am Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And I'm Brandon.
And thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.